So in this example here we have a multiplication and a division. So it would probably be a good idea to change everything to multiplication. So for division we want to just multiply by the reciprocal. So when you go ahead and do that, I went ahead and changed it already. The last fraction here we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, so that just means flip. So x to the third minus 4x goes to the numerator, and the other one goes to the denominator. The next thing we are going to want to do is to factor everything, and this is a lot here. We have a lot of things to factor. So our first numerator, we want to see what multiplies to negative 32, adds to positive 4. That's going to be x plus 8, x minus 4. For a denominator, since the first coefficient is greater than 1, we're going to want to expand this to 4 terms. So I'll just do that on the side, and get in the habit of maybe doing some work on the side, and don't try to bunch everything up. Just try to stay neat and organized. So 2x squared plus 9x minus 5. So for this, we multiply the first and the last term, coefficient, and we get negative 10. Now we want to see what multiplies to negative 10 but adds to positive 9. That's going to be positive 10 and negative 1. So 2x squared plus 10x minus x minus 5. Then we can go ahead and break that into 4 terms. So factor out a 2x, and we get x plus 5. Factor out a negative 1, and we get x plus 5 as well. So just make sure that we have a common factor here of x plus 5. So we get x plus 5, 2x minus 1. And now we can go ahead and put that in our denominator. Okay, moving now on to our second fraction. So the numerator for that one is 3x squared minus 75. So always look for a GCF first. So in this case, our GCF is a 3. So we could factor out a 3, and we get x squared minus 25. Well, we could also do difference of 2 squares. So that's going to be 3, x plus 5, x minus 5. And now we can go ahead and put that, since that's fully factored, we can go ahead and put that in our numerator. The denominator for the second fraction is going to be another factor by grouping. So we have 3x squared minus 11x minus 4. So we'll multiply the first and the last terms. So that's negative 12. So what multiplies to negative 12 adds to negative 11. That's negative 12, positive 1. So we have 3x squared minus 12x plus x minus 4. Again, we'll just do factor by grouping. So here we could factor out a 3x, and we get x minus 4. Now, there's nothing to factor out, but we're always able to factor out a positive 1. So factor out just a 1, and we still get x minus 4. So they have a common factor of x minus 4, and then whatever is left over goes in your second parentheses. So the denominator is x minus 4, 3x plus 1. Okay, finally moving on to our last fraction. Okay, so in the numerator, we'll look for GCF. Our GCF is x, and we get x squared minus 4, and then you can probably see that that's going to be difference of 2 squares. So in the numerator we have x, x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, last one. So for this one here, we want to look for a GCF first, and there actually is a GCF of 6, so factor out of 6, and we get x squared minus 3x minus 10. Okay, now we want to see what multiplies to negative 10, adds to negative 3. That's going to be x minus 5, x plus 2. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. And that is fully factored. So we can go ahead and put that in our denominator. And now once we factor everything, we can go ahead and look to reduce. So we're just going to cross out any factors that are common in a numerator and a denominator. So let's take a look. X plus 2, x plus 2, x minus 5, x minus 5, x minus 4, x minus 4, x plus 5, x plus 5, 3 and the 6 over here, so 3 would be 1, 6 would be 2. So I think that's it. So that's all we could factor, so we'll just see what's left in our numerator. We have an x plus 8, an x, and an x minus 2. In our denominator, we have a 2x minus 1, 3x plus 1, and a 2. So our final answer, we'll just go ahead and put that all together. We'll have x plus 8, x minus 2, and then in our denominator we have 2, 2x minus 1, 3x plus 1. And that's it. We can't factor anything else, so this here would be our final answer.